So, welcome back to another Skids and Donuts video. It appears the blocks of wood have solved the issue with all the water. There's no water anywhere apart from the floor, and it has absolutely been peeing it down. So, however, that is not what today's video is about. I've got myself some new presents, which I had before, but I've lost all of them, or they've ripped. And the reasoning for that brings us to the boot, or the trunk as the Yanks say. We're going to drop the fuel tank. As I said, it's got 12-year-old fuel in it, which did run the car, but it's I want to make sure it's somewhat clean in there, and yeah, I just want to drop it, empty it, and then get that cleaned. Before any of that though, I mean, the car's been emptied pretty much. There's a really old amplifier setup, and that cable, that black cable, all the way there, I want to take that out because it's pointless being there. Weight reduction. Although, this had like a little console cable input, and I mean that's the end of it. I'd say it was an amplifier, but let me know if I'm wrong. It could have something to do with that thing that made all the exhaust smoke come out, but I don't know. Right, so with those cables gone, it looks 10 times better in there. I've actually got way more space. Those cables were really annoying. I have got to, I think, so I don't know what these cables are for. So I think these cables here are for the central locking here. Well, central locking, like you do the driver's key and it opens all the doors. But what other cables do we have? Same on that side, I believe. This stuff, don't get this on your jeans because it doesn't come out. But I do need to move all of these. Look at that colour. So just so I can chop this out. But first I'm going to do the fuel tank because there's some welding underneath to do as well. And obviously, obvious reasons, I want to take the fuel tank out, which is going to be starting in here. So take off the 2 fuel lines, undo the connectors. Obviously battery's disconnected, obvious reasons. Don't want to spark that up even though it's old. And you can see how dry that line is because I've virtually ran out of fuel. So gotta open this up now and then take this assembly out. Actually I don't need to do that, I can just drop the tank. I might just drop the tank now actually. Yeah, might do that. Apparently I've got to take a bunch of stuff out here as well, so let's go ahead and do that. Look at that. There we go, that's the fill and neck. Official Volvo. Oh wow, it's windy today. So this one's important to take off here because this is your breather hose. And then you've got to push this rubber gasket through, as far as I'm aware. Take this little thing off, and then the fuel tank should be, take this little thing off here, and then the fuel tank should be okay to drop. I certainly hope so. I don't know what this is for. Hopefully nothing to do with the fuel system, but we'll see. We'll find out if it breaks. So in true British fashion, the supposed no rain all day means we've got rain twice now. So back to the car. I've taken that thing out now. That was bloody hard. Sorry future me for having to put that back in. I don't believe this needs to go off. There was this black seal around it. It's really weird tar stuff. But it seems free moving, so I'm hoping that will just like slide through. I hope. Unless I can like take it out now, which I don't think I can. I might be able to, but there's loads of this crumbly stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much ready to drop. So that's That's not good. Just got in the car to jack it up, but yeah, there you go. That's what a blown out tyre looks like. Shit. Right, so change of plan. So obviously I can't move the car anymore. I also need to figure out a way to change that tyre now. That's going to be difficult. Just purely because of how close it is to the wall. I might be able to like drive it forward once I've replaced or repaired the slave cylinder. But because of that rusty jacking point I showed in the original video, I'm going to struggle jacking this car up because my jack doesn't go very high. So I think I might have to siphon this out the front, out the top of the fuel tank maybe. Just because I can't jack it up high enough to drop the tank and pull it out. Just because of that rusty jacking point, I don't want to risk using that and you know, killing myself. And I like my face firmly attached to my head, so let's try and siphon out the top, I guess, somehow. Typically the same bloody thing has happened before. There's like a little ball on here which is now in there, if it'll focus. That ball there is supposed to be on the end of that, and that's the fuel gauge which I wanted to test, so I need to figure out a way to get that out. But that's the fuel tank. I'm going to try and not drop my phone in there and see. Oh, my phone doesn't fit. But let's try and check the condition through a camera. I mean, I've seen better. I've seen worse. Let's try the other side. I mean, this is probably really weird when I'm going to edit this. It's going to be completely upside down, but... Oh, hello. I mean, so it doesn't look like there's much fuel in there whatsoever. So let's try and siphon what we can out, because there's not a lot in there at all. I also need a container. I might need to go to the shop to buy a siphon tool. I thought whilst the fuel sender's out, I thought I'd test the fuel gauge, and it does actually work. It is just below empty at the minute, which is why it doesn't run, and like on a weird angle. I'm a driver, but I'm really happy that works, because that means I don't have to buy a new one, which I'm super happy about. So let's look around the back now. I mean, that's it there. I was just testing with this resistor here. So, but that works. I'm really happy with that. I just need to empty this out, because I don't want to fill it up with more fuel and then it's going to be horrible in there. Right, so the issue I've got is this jacking point, which hopefully you can see. It's completely corroded. I've tried using the sill, but the sill's really not strong. I would lift it up from the tow bar, but my jack doesn't go high enough. And even tried going dodgy and putting that on top of the jack, which yes is stupid, but it was something. But no, I think, oh man, I'm screwed here. However, we will not remain undefeated. We'll get this ball out. This is one of those things that seems so stupid it might actually work. So just to reiterate, I'm putting more fuel in to raise the level to bring that little ball up. So let's see how well this will go for me. One-handed. As Mr. Jeremy Clarkson once famously stated, sometimes my genius is frightening. Can't believe that worked. God damn. I mean, the good news is I got fuel in there now, so I can turn it on for you guys if I can get this ball back in there without flying off again. But we'll see. Right, please don't judge me. I'm working with limited tools, but so what I've done is resoldered this down, which is the ground wire, which is I've still not snipped off yet. It's extremely long cable. So this is going to be the new ground wire for the pump, and then there's two cables here. One's for the fuel sender. I'm going to put some JB weld on there to keep it sealed. I might need to redo that once it's in the car, but I'm quite content with that at the minute. Just need to get this whole assembly back in without this pinging off again. Right, so that's back in now. So I'm going to put the little sealing locking ring on it and feed these stupid long cables through, reattach everything. I'll try and crank her over. I'll see if she'll start this video. She has been sat for a good month or so without running, but yeah, we'll find out. Right, that's all in temporarily, temporary wiring, etc. Let's try and crank her over. I think battery's dead though. Along with I need one of these. Well, I've got one. I just need to align the bonnet. But let me get this set up and we'll try and crank it. I do think this is dead though. Alright, let's give her a bash, see if she'll give us any Come on. Come on. The battery's toast. Right, so just a quick update. It's next day. So that cable just there, that is for the cold start valve, which is here. Not valve, cold start injector. The, I forgot what it's called. I'll put a thing here. That broke, like basically shattered. I don't know how, don't ask. So I was just jump starting it from there to here on the negative to like keep that valve open. So I've disconnected that now. I think it was putting too much fuel in and you could see the fuel coming out on the intake there. Let's see if she'll start. Ah, too soon. I was about to video it running, but it died. I think she'll need to run a couple of times, but look at that engine wobble. Let's try and hold the revs up a bit. Well, that's a slight problem, isn't it? Oh dear. Jesus Christ. See if it will run on. No. Wow. I'm going to review the video and see where it was leaking from. So, because I'm angry, that fell off. That's easy to fix, but guess what fell in again? Where are you? Oh no. As it fell. No. So, just for the boys and girls at home, that's the issue there.